Board of Zoning Appeals of the City of Decatur for this meeting on December 3, 2019. A little bit of housekeeping to take care of. The minutes of the previous meeting of 11/19 was distributed via email. Everybody should have had time to review that. Do we have any comments, any amendments, any additions? No. If not, I'd like to have a motion to make the minutes a matter of record.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to make the minutes as emailed as a matter of public record. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? The minutes as distributed by email are approved. Proof of publication was circulated to the members of the board prior to calling the meeting to order. Do we have any comments or corrections on the proof of publication? If not, do I have a motion to make it a matter of record?
So move. Second.
Moved and seconded to make the proof of publication a matter of record. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The proof of publication is made a matter of record as published in the Decatur Daily Democrat. We also passed around an affidavit for applicant's petition that he notified surrounding and adjoining property owners. Any questions on that? If not, do I have a motion to make that affidavit of notification? Moved and seconded to make the affidavit of notification a matter of public record. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The affidavit is made a matter of public record. This evening's petition before the board is from Connie Baltimore requesting a special exemption of the residential housing at 218 South First Street, Decatur, Indiana. Refer to City Code 150.111, uses permitted by special exception, residential development. We have a letter from Connie Beaumont stating that she gives Corey Affolter permission to act on her behalf regarding the special exception on 218 South First Street. Is Mr. Affolter in attendance?
Yep. Can you come up here?
Would you please come up to the microphone, identify yourself and your address, please?
Corey Affolter, which address you want?
Your personal address.
278 West, 400 North, Decatur.
All right, Corey, thank you for your application and representing Connie for this. Would you please inform the board what the request is this evening?
Turn it into a rental house. Is that what you mean?
Yes, your application.
Somebody's lived there 19 years and they moved out and I'm going to buy it, I guess.
Okay. Any additional information we need to act upon this request for special exception?
Basically, the property right now is zoned commercial, and according to our ordinance, residential would have to be granted through special exception. It's not a permitted use at this time. So that's another reason why Corey's here tonight. He wants to continue to use this commercial property as a residential home to rent. And I've done an inspection of the home. It is definitely set up for residential. At one point in time, it was a print shop.
Right.
And was a commercial building. Somewhere along the lines, somebody went in and turned it into residential. So.
Okay. Any questions from board members for Corey?
I don't have any.
Nope. Not really.
All right, no questions from the board for the applicant. Do we have anybody in attendance that would like to speak in opposition to the application? Hearing none, do we have anybody that would like to speak in support of the application? Does the planning and building department have any additional information for us?
Other than the fact right now it's according to code, the 2012 building code, it is a B occupancy classification for commercial. That's what the state would recognize that building as. But as I said, I went through the building. It is set up residential. There are smoke detectors, egressable windows, full bathroom for bathing.
Showers in it now.
Showers in it now. So It is set up for residential. One of the reasons Corey wants to keep it commercial with an exception to use it for residential is because one, commercial property is definitely more valuable. He will be paying more in taxes because of it, but in the long run, if he rents it out to people and they decide to move out 2 years later and he gets somebody who wants to turn it into office space or a lawyer's office or another print shop, he'll have that available to him.
Rent money.
There you go.
Okay, and just to clarify that, this is not a request to change the zoning.
Correct.
It's just a special exception for the use.
Correct.
All right. Corey, do you have any more comments? Anything from the board for anybody in the room?
No.
Anything from the city representatives? No, no, and no? Okay, are we ready to read the findings of fact for the special exception? All right, I'll start off with this. The board will be asked a question and then polled. Each will give a verbal answer. Yes means they agree with the question and the granting of the special exception. No means they disagree. First is the establishment, maintenance, or operation of the special exception will not be detrimental to or endanger the public health, safety, morals, or general welfare.
Yes. 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 Yes.
4 yes. The special exception will not be injurious to the use and enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for the purposes already permitted, nor substantially diminish or impair property value within the neighborhood.
Yes. 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 Yes.
4 yes. The establishment of the special exception will not impede the normal and orderly development and improvement of surrounding property for uses permitted in the district.
Yes. 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 Yes.
4 yes. Adequate utilities, access roads, drainage, and other necessary facilities have been or are being provided.
Yes. 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 Yes.
4 yes. Adequate measures have been or will be taken to provide ingress and egress so designed to minimize traffic congestion in the public streets.
Yes. 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 Yes.
4 yes. The special exception will be located in a district where such use is permitted or where all other requirements set forth in 150.263 applicable to the special exception will be met.
Yes. 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 Yes.
4 yes. It is therefore the decision of this board that the petition for special exception is granted or denied.
Granted. 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 Granted.
Corey, your application, or excuse me, the Beaumont application which you're representing is approved with any restrictions? No restrictions. And adopted this second day of December? Third. Excuse me, gentlemen. Thank you very much. (2019) Your application is approved, Corey. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your continued investment in our community.
Big fun.
Big fun. Gentlemen, I need your signatures.
Be sure you sign in the yay column.
Whoops.
I didn't know where to go for an hour.
The left-hand column.
Did we sign incorrectly previously?
I don't know.
Okay. Had me sort of concerned there.
I noticed that there's a yay and a nay column, so I'll make sure you sign them the right way.
As we're completing those signatures, do we have any old business for discussion?
Yeah, the last meeting we had talked about this particular situation as far as residential in a commercial zoned area. It was certain individuals thought that it was already a permitted use, and in fact in our ordinance it's a special exception. You have to get special exception to do residential in a commercial area. At that time, we had discussed whether or not we should potentially think about making it a permitted use. and the board had asked me to reach out to other municipalities to see how they handle residential commercial areas. I did reach out to several communities. However, the people I reached out to were actual building officials like myself. They weren't in the zoning. I did get contact from Huntington, from Brian Kettlinger. He is the zoning superintendent of Huntington. Basically what I have here is some good bedtime reading material for you. Right out of the 2012 IBC. And this is Chapter 3 for uses and occupancy classifications. This breaks down every type of business you can imagine for every type of building. The chapter right behind is Chapter 4, which discusses special detailed requirements for each one of these occupancy classifications. Basically, this whole book revolves around human safety and fire hazards. Each occupancy, as you look through these lists, in Chapter 4 I have special requirements for each one. A building is going to be judged by the state. One, what is that building being used for?
Just one quick question. We're supposed to have Chapter 4?
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I thought you said Chapter 4 followed Chapter 3.
Chapter 4 follows. I did not print it off.
Okay.
I wasn't going to do that to you.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Depending on what that building is used for, depends on what requirements. Chapter 4 also talks about occupancy as far as how many people. There are actual charts in here for each type of business or occupancy use that say, for instance, a restaurant, if they have an occupancy load, which an occupancy load is based on the square foot of the building. The occupancy chart for that type of building may say that you're required to have 100 square feet per occupant. Okay? If the building doesn't meet that occupancy requirement, then special items may need to be added to that building to bring it to code for safety of the people in the building. For instance, you have a restaurant that has an occupancy load of 49 or less. The front door doesn't have to swing out. It can swing in. It doesn't have to have panic hardware on the door. It doesn't have to have self-closing hinges. If you have an occupancy load of over 49, 50 or more, now the door has to swing out. You have to have the panic hardware. You have to have self-closing hinges and quite possibly add a sprinkler system. That's just a couple of things that's covered in here. So, like I said, and this was just a restaurant. Industry, a woodworking shop is going to have a whole new set of requirements. So the state recognizes each building by what is being done in that building currently. Now, I have been told by the state, coming into this position, I can grandfather a building. For instance, there's several buildings downtown that have a B occupancy on the first floor, but on the second or possibly third floor, there are apartments up there. As far as I'm concerned, they're a B on the first floor and an R2 on the second floor. That's grandfathered in. Somebody wants to renovate, re-drywall, repaint, update cabinets in those apartments and start renting them out, that's fine. They can do so without submitting anything to the state. But if they go in that second floor and totally redesign the whole second floor and relay out the walls, as Mr. Corey here has done across the street above DZ Gaming, then he has to submit the design release to the state with a set of drawings. Now, reaching out to Huntington, Brian Kettlinger told me that we had talked about a few different items. One of the items was time. A building has been abandoned, okay? At one point in time, that building was a print shop, and nobody has been in it for 10 years. Well, time is not a factor on a building according to state law and according to certain courts. Whatever that building was originally is what it's intended for. If somebody wants to come in and turn that print shop into a restaurant, they will have to supply drawings from a PE, professional engineer, and it will submit to the state for a design release. And at the same time, submit for a change of occupancy on that building. So it can go the other way. Going from a print shop or a B to an A3, the A3 is considered a more drastic occupancy use. Now, if I were to take a restaurant and turn it into a law office, they don't consider a law office a more drastic occupancy use. In other words, the safety measures for a law office aren't nearly as bad as what would be for a restaurant that has a grill with grease and a hood system and everything else. I was also told that if we were to put in our ordinance that residential would be an acceptable use, I'm going to have to track down each one of those buildings and do an inspection on each one of those buildings to make sure that it can be used residential. In other words, does it have all the smoke alarms in it that's required? Does it have a full bathroom? Does it have a full kitchen area to prepare food? Does it have egressable windows in the bedrooms? And that's something I really don't want to do if I don't have to. Right
So
now,
this would only be a change of use, or this would be...
well, this would be a change of use because if that building is set up for a law office and somebody decides to turn it into an apartment building, as Biggs has done to the music house, that whole building was a B occupancy. Well, he left the first floor as a B occupancy, but then he changed the third floor to an R2, so now he had to submit for a change, not a change of occupancy, he had to submit for a split occupancy, which is still a change. And then he also had to provide drawings showing human safety measures are taken. He had to submit drawings that show emergency escape routes, sprinkler systems, smoke detection, the whole shebang. So this is where I'm being told that we shouldn't put this as a standard permitted use. It should be by exception because each building is going to be different. We're not going to have two of the same building to where each building's not going to be the same to where the requirements will be the same.
And this is a response you've got from one of how many inquiries?
Well, I sent it out. There was actually 40 building inspectors that I had sent them out to. I don't know if any of them, but I got one response back. And he just happened to be I sent it to Shad Paul. He's the building inspector at Huntington, which we've dealt with Huntington before on some other issues. They've given us some information, and they were the ones to respond back.
And what this board would do is make a recommendation for further action.
Yes.
Okay. And our conversation previously was, since we didn't know anything about it, we wanted some input from additional communities.
Correct.
And I don't think one counts as additional at this point.
So I can still keep reaching out. I do have, I have a meeting in Columbia City on the 20th where all the inspectors that I sent emails out to, I can touch base with them again in person. And if anything, possibly they can give me contacts for each, if they have different, if the building zoning superintendents are different people.
Okay.
But yeah, over the last 2 weeks, I've only got one response back.
And it's the holidays, so it's unlikely that you're going to get a lot of response. Do we have any questions from the board for Kurt about progressing with this? At this point, I think nothing is our
Right, I think
choice.
if Kurt can get some additional information and then bring it back to you if you're comfortable making a recommendation to council, then council can modify the ordinance to reflect that in this kind of a situation, we'll clarify that anytime somebody's going to change use of occupancy, it's something that is going to require, especially if it's going to be converted to residential use, it would require special exception to allow that.
Yeah, and in this instance, it happened to be a house that was suitable for a residence, but it could just as easily be a gas station.
Exactly. And even, even if they weren't going residential, this is still a job I have to maintain when new businesses come into town and take over an abandoned building or an empty building. I have to watch to make sure that building is set up for what they want to do, just like with the old Napa. They came in and said, okay, we bought the Napa and we're going to start painting cars in there. Red flag, you got to come in front of BZA for special exception. You're going to need to get a design release from the state for the spray booth.
Okay. With no more questions on that subject, do we have any additional old business to take care of?
No, sir.
Any new business?
No, sir. We have nothing on the horizon.
I do. I have one thing. If you don't mind, I believe this is going to be Greg's last meeting, so I'd entertain a motion to introduce Resolution 2019-1 that I may read it and then ask that the board act upon it. So is there a motion to introduce it? So moved.
Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion approved.
Okay, Resolution 2019-1, short title, a resolution of the Decatur Board of Zoning Appeals which recognizes Gregory F. Kitson for his years of service on the board and which expresses the board's deepest gratitude and appreciation for his service to the city of Decatur. Whereas Gregory F. Kitson was first appointed to the Decatur Board of Zoning Appeals on January 1, 2001 and has continued to serve on the board since. And whereas Gregory F. Kitson was elected as the vice chairman of the board in 2008 and then chairman in 2013 and has served as chairman since. And whereas Gregory F. Kitson was also appointed to serve as a member of the Decatur Plan Commission on January 1, 2001 and served in such capacity until 2019. And whereas Gregory F. Kitson volunteered to serve as a member of the Greater Decatur Committee in 2010 in order to implement the city's updated comprehensive plan. And whereas in his capacity as chairman of the Decatur BZA, member of the Decatur Plan Commission, and as a member of the Greater Decatur Committee, Greg has spent countless hours and assumed leadership positions, chairing meetings, attending meetings, working on stellar community applications, working to prioritize and promote community projects, and seeing such projects through to completion. And whereas Greg's commitment to the city of Decatur, serving under 3 mayors, Republican and Democrat alike, has helped transform Decatur into a community on the move and has helped lay the groundwork for even greater achievements in the years ahead. And whereas as a member of the BZA, Greg has been a voice of reason, has displayed an even-handedness while chairing meetings, has been attentive to details and adherence to the law, and has proven to be an effective and respected leader of the BZA. And whereas Greg has announced that he will be leaving the Decatur BZA as of December 31, 2019, and whereas the members of the BZA for themselves, for all city employees, and for the entire Decatur community, wish to express its gratitude to Greg for his dedicated service to the city of Decatur. Now therefore be it resolved by the members of the Decatur Board of Zoning Appeals as follows. Resolved, Gregory F. Kitson has served the citizens of Decatur with distinction and has been an invaluable member of the Decatur BZA. Resolved, Gregory F. Kitson's contributions as a BZA member, as its vice chairman, and as its chairman resulted in the consistent application of the law, reasoned decisions, and oversight based upon common sense and good judgment. Resolved, Gregory F. Kitson's commitment to serving his community, his support, and willingness to work with others and his leadership have inspired others to follow in his footsteps and have resulted in a more vibrant and greater Decatur. Resolved, the citizens of Decatur are deeply indebted to the sacrifices of time, talent, and treasure committed by Greg to the city of Decatur over the years for the sole purpose of bettering the lives of all of us who call Decatur home. Resolved, that on behalf of its members, city employees, and citizens of Decatur, the BZA members hereby express their deepest appreciation and gratitude to Greg for his contributions and years of service as a dedicated public service, and hereby extend to him their best wishes in whatever the future may hold. Resolved, that this resolution, upon its adoption, be made a matter of public record in the records of the Decatur BZA, that a duly executed copy be presented to Gregory F. Kitson, and that a duly executed copy be presented to the Common Council of the City of Decatur with the request that this resolution be read at the council's meeting and spread of record in its records in recognition of the contributions so ably made to the City of Decatur by Gregory F. Kitson. Duly passed, adopted, and resolved on this third day of December 2019 by the members of the Decatur Board of Zoning Appeals, signature for the board members. So at this time, I would entertain a motion to adopt Resolution 2019-1.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Aye.
I have 4 copies, if you would be kind enough to sign them. And Greg gets the fancy colored one.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That was, yeah, we're just going to move on. The last piece of new business I would have is the BZA will have an organizational meeting on January the 7th, which is the first Tuesday of January, at which time you may or may not have an additional member based on the new administration. Is that correct, Mr. Mayor?
I assume it is.
Okay. And then hopefully you'll also have some additional information to act on as far as the recommendation for the special exception that Kurt was filling us in on. With that said, do I hear a motion for adjournment?
I so move.
Second.
Moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
The BCA is adjourned.